I'm joined here today by Devin Clark, set to fight Alexander Rakic at UFC 231. Devin, how are you today?
Doing great. Got done training a little bit ago and winding down now, getting ready for another session a little later.
Glad to hear it. Obviously, last time we saw you was back in April. What have you been doing since April? Anything in particular?
Hanging out with my family, man. Training as well, though. Been working a lot of boxing. My time off, I was working a lot of boxing, stuff like that. And just staying busy, getting ready for, waiting for a fight. It's from my last fight to now, it's been like 6 months or something. So kind of a little time in between, a little time for me to get better. How I took it.
And so, obviously, you were coming off a win over Mike Rodriguez. What do you think went right for you in that fight?
I controlled him the whole fight, and used my wrestling really good, and I got the unanimous decision. And that was all good, but I feel like I wasn't quite dominant enough with my striking, so that's something I had to work on, and it's been like I said, I've been working on it. So.
And how important was it for you, to just get back in the win column and get everything back on track?
Oh, it was huge. You got to keep winning. That's the name of the game. You got to win, or why even bother? So obviously, that's a huge thing for me is winning, and winning every fight. I have 2 losses on my record, and that's more than I'm even comfortable with. So I had to backtrack a little bit and get back to fighting how I like to fight, being dominant, and not really caring what other people think or what shit like that. So. That win was very important.
And so, taking a step back from all the fighting stuff real quick, I hear you do a lot of work with autistic kids?
Autism and Down syndrome. Mainly Down syndrome kids. And I started that pretty much right before I started my UFC career. And I have a friend, Kevin Kroger, and his kid Camden has Down syndrome, and that's how it all got started. So that was something that's really dear to me, and I'll do anything for those kids. So.
And what kind of things do you do? It seems like you incorporate a lot of the fighting world, the training and everything. What sort of things do you guys do?
There's quite a bit. Anything from events. We had an arcade event where we came and invited everybody, and all the proceeds went to different foundations, stuff like that. And then even here at Jackson Week MMA, they have an adaptive MMA program. So any kids with disabilities, no matter what it is, you can come train here, and you get at top, the top coaches in the world training. Diego Sanchez has a lot to do with that as well. It's just different stuff like that. Awareness. So a lot of fun stuff.
And obviously, it's something very important that you're doing, something that you said was very near and dear to your heart. Why is this so important to you, and why do you keep doing work like this?
It's just the type of guy I am. I'm nice to everybody, and especially when there's a cause behind it, it's I care about people, and I think anybody that knows me will tell you the same thing. I go out of my way to help anybody. You ask me to help with something, I'm probably going to help. And that's then that's what's and that's what makes me do it, I guess. I care for things, and especially in a situation where a lot of people overlook that, especially like Down syndrome and stuff. The big thing is getting awareness out there, and people don't think that they have any issues anymore. That's a thing of the past, and that's not true at all. They still deal with a lot of negative stuff and different opportunities that they don't get just because at times they'll get written off, or job opportunities, housing, and just trying to live a life. And a lot of times the outside or the rest of the world will make that harder for them. So and that's why it's so important for me. I have a little bit of a platform. I'm going to use it to help all these kids.
And so coming back to in sort of your fight preparation, I understand that you're currently at Jackson Wink. How's your camp looking for this fight? Is this any different than it is usually?
Uh, Pretty normal, I guess. So down here, you always got really good guys in the gym. Everybody's training hard, getting ready for fights. Got Bavon Lewis in here. He's getting ready for Uriah Hall. John Jones, he's getting ready for Gus. Well, there's just a lot of people getting ready for fights. A lot of tall people. I'm fighting a tall guy, so it works out really good. And everybody that's down here right now, they all work hard and we all help each other out.
And how's the atmosphere looking at the gym? Obviously, John came back. It's a huge thing for everyone, but also the stuff with Cowboy. How's everything just been over there, atmosphere-wise?
Great. It's good. I mean, I'm not really in that deal, and I don't really know a whole lot about it, so that's about it for that. But yeah, there's nothing negative going on here.
And so obviously you are fighting a tough guy in Alexander Rakic. What are your thoughts on him as you head into this fight?
He's another guy that's in front of me, another guy that's in my way that I got to put down. He's no different than anybody else. He's a tough guy, but I'm a tough dude, and it is what it is. He's a good striker. I'm a good wrestler. Obviously, he's going to have to work on his wrestling, and I've been working on my striking, so it's going to be a good little clash. We'll see who gets the best of who. Obviously, it's going to be me, but it'll be a fight.
Of course, and how do you think you match up in this fight? You sort of mentioned the wrestling. I think last time out we saw he used a lot of wrestling in this fight. How are you sort of looking at the matchup?
Yeah, same way. Like I said, he's in my way, and I got to take him down whatever way possible. Whether it's wrestling, striking, ground and pound, whatever I got to do, it's going to get done. And I match up very well. I fight tall guys all the time. That's not an issue. So my last guy, he was tall. The guys are tall. The guys I train with are tall. I'm a shorter wrestler, and people think that sometimes they think that I don't belong in the division, but I have my strengths about. So I'm confident with that. Confident with
And so obviously his last fight out, I think he had one of the most dominant decisions in light heavyweight history, I believe. A lot of wrestling and everything. What did you make of his last fight, if you watched it at all?
Of Alexander's last fight?
Yeah, Rakic's last fight. I believe it was at Hamburg.
Yeah, he was fighting a heavyweight boxer that stood right in front of him. So of course he had a good fight. So, but he looked good. He dominated. The guy didn't really pressure him. He didn't do what he could do. So he just kind of played Alexander's game, which I'm not about that. So. It's totally different fight, but yeah, I think he looked good in his last fight. And if he wants to try that shit with me, he's another thing coming. Yeah. And I ain't laying on my back for 3 rounds.
Yeah. So obviously, going into this fight, you are coming off a win. We know that it's very easy in the division to gain a lot of momentum. Where do you think a win for you puts you in the division?
Win for me is it'll catapult me because this is a tough guy. He's up and coming guy, European. They want him to win. They could make some big plans out of him. I'm gonna be that that aggressive wrestler that doesn't care about what he can do and do my thing. And that'll I think that'll give me a good jump. Then I keep competing in this division at the top of the division. I can hang with anyone in the division, and I thoroughly believe that. It's just a matter of time, matter of work. It's gonna happen.
All right, man. So I just have one more for you. Obviously, we know you see the victory, of course, but how do you see this fight playing out come UFC 231?
I don't know yet. It's we'll see what happens when we get in there, but it's be a lot of pressure and me showcasing what I can actually do, which a lot of people don't really know what I can do yet. So I always try to find that in every fight, but a fight's a fight. You have to fight how you have to do it. But I think after fighting Mike Rodriguez, a tall, lanky striker, that helped a lot. Just getting that that experience with that type of guy in a live fight, and with all my training partners and everything like that, I think we have this guy figured out. He's in for a rough night, that's for sure. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be me dominating him. Probably a TKO.